welcome to this week's episode of the New Leaf Podcast, which is a podcast about crocheting, knitting, spinning, and other crafty things. My name is Carmen. I live in the Netherlands. You can find me on Instagram as Crafty Queens, on Ravelry as Caramelletje, and I also have my own blog, craftyqueens.nl. On Etsy, you can find me as New Leaf Designs NL. So this week, I suddenly have a lot to show you. I don't know where all of this came from, but I have some whips, I have a half-finished object, I have some new yarn, some spinning FOs, and a new publication. So that's all very exciting, and I think I'm missing something, but we'll see. I have everything in front of me, so we'll just go one by one. First up is one of my crochet whips, works in progress. I'm gonna take the hook out of it for now. This is my second Breeze Blocks shawl, and I'm making it out of Scheepjes Whirl, which is a gradient yarn, as you can see. I'm at the yellow neon-y, yellowy part now. Here's the rest of the cake. And I'm also adding a strand of mohair, which is also Scheepjes. This is Scheepjes Mohair Rhythm. And it's working up like a dream. It's so fast and so nice to work on, and yeah, the yarns are great together, so really happy about this. This pattern is my own. It's called Breeze Blocks. It's up on Ravelry, and a thank you so much to all of you who bought the pattern. It's really, really appreciated. And as this is going to be my winter variety of Breeze Blocks, I was thinking of a good name for it, and someone in the comment section from last episode says, well, what if you call it Freeze Blocks? And I just thought that was the best idea ever. So yeah, this is going to be my Freeze Blocks from now on. And last time I've changed the stitch marker, because last time it was kind of invisible. So you can see what I've done the past week. It's not as much as I did the week before that, but you'll see why. But it's a very nice project to work on. This is one of those projects I don't have to look at per se. So I usually work on this when I'm watching TV. And I have only done a bit of TV watching this week, so maybe that's why. The stitch marker is also something I made this morning. I was organizing, I was cleaning up the room. Still not finished, but getting there. And I found some old earrings, which I no longer wore. And I turned them into stitch markers. This one is a cute ice cream cone. Yeah, it's really cute. I love it. So, of course, because there were earrings, I have two of this one. Here's the other one. And I also did the same thing with another pair of earrings. So I have this So I have this cute dream catcher. So I made this one into a progress keeper. Oh, that's what they are. I was calling them stitch markers all the time. This is a stitch marker. So with this one I made the ring a bit bigger, so I can use it as a stitch marker while knitting, just sliding it on the needle. Yes, I'm very happy with my progress this week, and I think it will get finished soon. It's already really cozy. Yeah, super happy with this one. Up next is another shawl whip, but this time a knitting project, which is in this bag. And it's the Piccadilly shawl by Justina Lurkowska. I never know how to pronounce that name, but you know who I mean. It's well, I also can't pronounce her Instagram handle, but it's Letis Knits or Let's Knits, or again, you know who I mean. And this was a pattern she designed for Loop. I bought the pattern last year in March when I was in London, and I also bought the pink yarn. It's a Madeline Tosh yarn. This one. It's pink with some orange, some bluish lilac. Very pretty. So I got 2 skeins of that. And I have 1 skein that was hand dyed by an indie dyer who lives very close to me. Has wool base, and it's dark purple, some burgundy, some coffee brown. So really nice. And so last time I was at this little Onigiri stitch marker, and I did the flower band. So this fun little stitch right here is called the flower stitch. And it's really fun to make. And you can see I have started the border. Doesn't look like much now. So the border will go sideways, and so all the way along these stitches. There are about 350 stitches. So that will take a long while. I haven't even done 1 repeat yet. 1 repeat is 50 rows. Yeah. It's looking very nice so far, especially with the singles. It's a single ply yarn, this one. This one is not, but yeah, I don't mind. So and single ply yarn shows the stitch definition really well. So I think it looks great. Yeah, so I have to put in a lot more hours on this one before it's finished, but then it's really finished. So yeah, looking forward to that. And the second skein, so I do still have something of the first one, and I used that up until the flower band, and then after this contrast block, I just started the second skein, so that I didn't have to do any alternating of skeins. So yeah, let me move the progress keeper, because I'm actually really curious to see how much I can do in a week. We'll see. Excited about it again. I have another knitting work in progress, which is in this bag, which I love. And in it is a sock project, which I started yesterday at 1 p.m. And I finished the sock this morning before 12 o'clock. Which is insane to me, because I never knit this fast. But it was just really addicting, and yeah, it just flew off the needles. So the yarn I'm using is Fildar. I think I showed you this in my craft room tour the other day. So it's Fildar Fil Folk 100, and the colorway is 100. It's called Plumage, or Plumage. Yeah, so basically feathers or something. It's 75% wool, 25% nylon, 100 grams, and yeah, it works up really well, really sturdy. And I really like the pattern it creates, the color pattern. I knit this sock toe up, starting with 10 stitches on each side, cast on, and I multiplied I increased to 60 stitches in the round. And then I did a toe up gusset heel with slip stitch heel flap. And this heel I took from a sock pattern that I won recently, which is Seed Pods by Louis Stilbrooks. And it was a very easy heel to do. So you first do some increases here, and then you work the little heel turn, which I'm not sure if I did correctly. I have to say that the pattern, if I still was a beginner sock knitter, I would not be able to follow it quite as clearly. Yeah, but it worked. And then of course the slip stitch heel flap, and then the leg and the cuff. Yeah, last night I worked up until about here, and then this morning I did the heel and the leg and the cuff, and it was finished. And I also cast on for the second sock. I did a little bit more rounded toe than usual. So usually I cast on using Judy's Magic Cast On, and then I just do plain knitting round and increase round, just alternating them. And now at the first 3 rows of rounds, I just increased on all of them, which gives a more rounded toe, which looks nice. So that was fun to try. I don't know if I'll be able to finish this one as quickly as I did this one, but we'll see. They're gonna be a gift for a family member at Christmas. I'm not telling who it is, just in case she's watching, but yeah, I think she'll like them. And to determine the size, just, and just to make it easier for me to know if the sizing is correct for each of my family members who I'm gonna knit socks for, I have a cardboard foot. Yeah, so I can measure it. I just put it in, and then I can measure where I need to put the heel in, and if the width is big enough. So I just write the name and the size of the foot, shoe size on here, and yeah. Actually, it's better, fitting it on a cardboard, like a flat thing like this gives you a better fit at the end, because the sock will stretch a little bit. So if you try it on your actual foot, it might, well, it will grow, so then it might be too big. So yeah, that's some advice that someone gave me, and I've been using them ever since. And it's much easier to try it on a cardboard foot as well than on an actual foot. So yeah, that's my sock project. Really exciting. I was just craving this vanilla sock yesterday morning. I have one pair of socks on the needles, which have been a work in progress since January, or December even. I think they were my Christmas cast on. Yeah, but those are colorwork socks, and yeah, just not really fond of working on those. So yeah, and I do actually have a lot more to finish before Christmas. I think I have knit, so this will be my 4th pair, and I need to knit about 5 more, I don't know. But we'll see. Most of them will be vanilla socks and using stripy sock yarn, so that's always nice to work on. I also have some spinning to show you. As you may know, I was trying to spin single ply yarn, and I had Googled a bit on how to do that properly, and just because single ply yarn isn't that strong, so how do you make it stronger? And I have managed to get these little skeins, because I had spun 2 bobbins last week, and one of them was just a little bit of yarn because I couldn't attach it anymore. It was too loosely spun. So then I started a new bobbin, so that's why there are 2. And I took them off the wheel, off the bobbin, after at least 3 days after completing them. And leaving them on the bobbin makes sure that the yarn kind of stays together. So the twist stays in. So that's one thing that makes them stronger. Then the second thing I did was this technique called fulling, I think. And you have 2 bowls of water. One is hot and has like soap in it, so it's soapy water. And the other one is ice cold. And you put your yarn in the one and then in the other, and then continuing to do so. Then the third thing I did was a technique called thwacking, which basically means slamming your yarn against a hard surface. So I slammed it against the door, and that made the yarn go all straight, so the kind of kinks were out, and it worked really well. And I'm very pleased with this. Really looks nice. I'm really starting to like single ply. I'm not sure what I will use it for. Probably a knitting project, since for crochet I would tug too hard on the yarn and then it would break, so I'm gonna knit with it. But I'm not sure if I will put it into a garment. Probably not. But you know, some yoke detail might be nice, and on the yoke it won't get a lot of wear and tear, so I think that would actually be very nice. Yeah, but for now I can just look at them and think of them as my first successful single ply yarn. The next thing I want to talk about is the crochet top that I wore last week. which is this one. A lovely viewer called Patricia asked me what pattern it was and that I probably made it myself, which she guessed correctly. And the pattern is also one of my designs. It was published in Dutch crochet, well, not really a book, but it was kind of a crochet calendar. And then for every month you had, you know, seasonal patterns. And this one, yeah, I'm completely in love with it because it was so easy to make and the yarn is so soft, and it drapes really nicely. It's Lana Grossa, and there was this yarn called Puntino or Puntino. So Lana Grossa, I think it's an Italian brand. Yeah, and it's really just, yeah, really drapey and heavy actually. So it just, you know, it drapes really well and it's kind of flattering. So there's motifs in the front and then some lace, and at the back there are also lace rows. And because this was a publication from a long time ago and I still have the copyright, so I think I'm gonna publish it myself as well, but I would for sure have to make another just to, you know, get a feel for the pattern again, and then I also know how to, you know, and maybe I need to add some more progress pictures, like how to, like step-by-step pictures. Yeah, so I can't promise that I will have it done anytime soon. Sorry about that. But yes, it is one of my designs and I will publish it in the future. But I make no promises. Yeah, but thank you for asking. Talking about publications, I might as well tell you a bit more about my most recent one, which was in Simply Crochet. They had this, it was, I'm not sure, I didn't get the full magazine copy, so I'm not sure which issue it is. I think number 60, something like that, 60, 61. And they had this little pull-out pattern book with 5 shawl patterns, one of which is mine. And 4 designers are all friends of mine and also Escapees bloggers. So we're kind of part of the Escapees bloggers team. And yeah, I love it, and I also love the photography. So this one, wait, let me show you. I'll just go by order. This one is by my friend Esther from Happy in Red. She's Happy in Red on Instagram, and also her blog is by the same name. And it's made with a cotton acrylic blend yarn, and it's just a beautiful wrap. And you get this shawl pin with the magazine, so you can use it to close your shawl. This one, super cute, is by another Esther, but this time from All in a Nutshell Crochet. She also does the tutorial videos for lots of Escapees patterns and lots of crochet alongs. But now she is, this is not her first try at designing, but it is still one of her first, so I was really impressed with her. But I know she's a math genius, so yeah, at first I would have not been able to do a crescent shaped shawl like this, but see, it's like this. But being the math genius that she is, I'm kind of surprised and not surprised at the same time. So yeah, but it looks great and it's so cute. Perfect for summer. And this one totally blows me away. It's by Rochelle, who is the designer behind Cypress Textiles. You might have seen, she's a crochet designer and she does amazing blankets. Like super cool, out of the box thinking crochet patterns. It's awesome. And this one, again, it's just so innovating. Look at the shape. It's totally unusual shape, but that's how you can wear it, like one part over the other, and I just love it. Love, love, love. Comes this one, just trying to not show you any of the pattern. This one is made by my friend Narissa, who is Miss Naris on Instagram, and her blog is also called Miss Naris. And it's a triangular shawl, but worked from one side to the other. And it's made with Skippy Swirl. So the same gradient yarn that I'm making my shawl in. And it just uses one type of stitch and then you just fly. And yeah, it looks like a really enjoyable crochet project. And then in the bag is mine, this flower meadow shawl. It's called Petals Aplenty. I'm really happy with the photography. Look at that. So cute. So here you can see the shape. So it's a very, like a very shallow triangle. Yeah, here's another picture. Just love this one. And then here on the other page, there are some, just some tips that we have for you while crocheting the shawl, and yeah, just something. Yeah, so here we all are. Yeah, so that was really nice to receive in the mail, and I think they did a great job at photography, and the other designs are all stunning. Yeah, so I'm really happy with that from Simply Crochet. Two other things that I got in the mail. Let's start with the, I don't want to say boring one, but less exciting one, because it's not yarn. It's alum, or alum in Dutch. 1 kilo of it. So this is, for those of you who don't know, this is a kind of powder and you use it to mordant your yarn. That means if you pre-soak your yarn using this, it will absorb the color better. So yeah, so I ordered that. So guess what I'm gonna do? Yeah, I'm gonna experiment with some yarn dyeing. I have this plant in my garden. It's called pokeweed or pokeweed. I was so excited because it was like Pokemon. But yeah, in Dutch it's called a totally different name. Westerse karamozijnbes. Sounds totally different. So this plant has a lot of berries and they are kind of purple, pink color. And when you get it on your hands, it just stains your hand and it stays like that for the whole day. And I had done some Googling and I found out that you could dye yarn with it, so I'm gonna try and do that. Not sure how it's gonna work out, since with natural dyeing it's always a bit of a gamble, But yeah, I can also use this for regular acid dyeing. So yeah, excited about that. And then the other thing that came in the mail is way more exciting. Is yarn that I ordered from Ushitita Yarns, or Ushitita Fiber Arts. She very rarely has updates, and they are pretty difficult to catch. So she announces them in advance, of course, and then I always set an alarm like 10 minutes before the actual time, and then I keep refreshing the page, and then beforehand I have to know which one I'm getting, otherwise I will still have to pick and choose when the update is live, and you don't have that much time. It's like that. And I have also made an account on their website, so that if you do some shopping, you don't have to register a free account. So do all of those things beforehand, so that when the update goes live, you just search for the yarn and then click buy, and then done. And that's how I succeeded in buying these two beauties. Oh, it's so beautiful. They are her merino singles, and the colorway is called Feather. It's 100% superwash merino wool, and there's 366 meters on 100 grams of yarn. And I had seen this on Instagram, and I had fallen totally head over heels in love with this. And yeah, I couldn't be happier, really. I'm not sure if this is going to be part of a garment or maybe a shawl. I have picked a yarn to go with it, which is this kid mohair from Woolmet Verve. And I think it just goes with it perfectly. And I think I'm leaning more towards a shawl. And then I will use this as a standalone yarn in like stripes or sections, and it will be partly see-through and partly not. I think that will be gorgeous. So yeah, really happy with this purchase. It seems to be all about the single ply yarn today. I think this might be my favorite yarn base at the moment. I'm all about that base, you guys. Because you know I'm all about that base. Oh man, I might just try to find a song that goes with every episode. That might be hilarious. Or not. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Yeah, I just totally love this base. It's beautiful. So beautiful. I honestly can't wait to, well, not only knit with it, but also see the finished project. It will just be gorgeous. Yeah, this will for sure be, how do you call that? Not a process knit, but a product knit, right? I've forgotten the terminology, but I have so many other things that I want to finish first and cast on and finish first, such as the Aura shawl, which is the never happening cast on. Yeah. Oh well, as long as I have fun with it, right? So that is it for this episode. Thank you so much for stopping by and having a little chat with me. Well, it's kind of a one-sided chat, but I hope you enjoyed it. And please chat back to me in the comment section. I love reading all of your comments. It makes me really happy. And I wish you a very crafty week, and I hope to see you all next time. Bye bye.